is happening now, I'm allowed to talk to you and be your friend.
We're here.
Yep.
It's
Can't
been a
avoid
week.
the late night.
Can't.
Don't say it. Don't say it's been a time or it's been a week or whatever we start every single
I definitely
episode with.
didn't already say it. I definitely didn't. It's fine.
Every episode now. That's how you started.
How's your week been?
Busy.
Bless. Bless.
Say before quitting history right there. I don't think anybody's ever sneezed in the beginning. So there you go. Enjoy that.
It's like one of those baseball facts that they always say, like, this man hasn't hit a ground to third in about 18 years.
Hasn't hit
Like,
a ground to third on a Tuesday at 7.
that shit.
Yeah.
Also, I can hear myself, sadly.
Oh, I can fix that now. I realize what that is. Can you hear yourself now?
I can't. No.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Look at that. Easy fix. Who would have known?
Who would have?
But so yeah, your week. How's it been? How was your Prime Day?
It was fine. I didn't get much. I got a 4 terabyte internal SSD.
All right.
So
For your PlayStation.
Yeah. So I can load up all those games that I play all the time.
When's the last time you think you actually sat down in front of your PlayStation on purpose to play it? Not for content. Just like straight up, I'm gonna play this right now.
Street Fighter 6.
Okay. That's not too far. That's not terrible.
So maybe a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
It was June, which is saying something because it's the almost in like getting towards mid-July.
Yeah. Mid-July. You know what? I need it to not be fucking hot anymore because it's the absolute
Heat
worst.
is wild right now.
Dude, I just want to go to the gym, and like when I'm done at the gym, when I walk outside, I don't want it to feel like I just like swallowed a gallon of water. It's about fucking humid it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm being waterboarded outside, and I hate it.
Yeah. It does not feel good. The humidity has been out of control.
Yeah. Global warming's not real. So.
Well, we can't avoid that, can we?
But speaking of the heat, I went to a concert this week that I bombarded the fuck out of your phone with.
Yo, you sent me a bunch of snaps in a row, like a lot, to the point where like, well, I already knew what it was. I didn't care. Like, my phone's sitting on the table, and I just I wait till it to stop, and then I pick it up and go through them. That's how I was doing it. But it was like at one point it was like zzz, 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 zzz. And Adrian, she looks over, is like, is your phone ringing? I was like, you would think that, but no, it's not ringing.
No, it's just Chris. He's really high right now at a concert. He's giving me a concert that he paid for practically.
Yeah. It was I didn't care. It was funny though.
It was funny because I was trying this. There was a few of them that I'm pretty sure I was sending to you and Ryan both. And then Ryan said the same. I had to apologize to him too. I'm like, I'm sorry. I had 3 edibles. It was a time.
You were feeling the moment.
Yeah. I was also apparently like, you can hear me singing in it a lot more. I'm not going to confirm what voice was mine or was not mine.
No, I know your voice. I can tell what was
tell my voice.
I can.
But damn, dude, I was fucking in it, and dude, Mayday Parade was the band that I was there for. Besides all the other ones, there was obviously Yellow Card and fucking Story of the Year, and the first band was just 2 dudes who used to be drummers that now play the acoustic guitar and call themselves Hot Topic Mumford and Sons. And like they kind of just like joke around and say like, oh, we're like the poor man's Blink-182, like in between each song.
Yeah.
And they were fun. But damn, dude, let me tell you, Mayday Parade, I fuck it.
Yeah.
You fuck that shit.
Belting it out.
I did goof though. I goofed a little bit.
Oh, what? How?
So the first edible that I decided to take at this concert venue, I also had brought, you know, those wafer protein things that I got the one time we were hanging out. It's like Fit something. Thank you to fucking Frankie for the 1 year of Twitch Prime subs Frankie. As well. It's like the wafer cookie. It was like French vanilla flavored or something.
Yeah, bullshit. I do remember this. Yes.
It's like Power Crunch or something. I don't fucking know. But I love that.
It sounds like every protein bar.
Yeah, it's some Power bullshit. Crunch. But it's really good. So I picked one of those up because I was like, I got to get my protein in today because, going to a concert and I'm not going to be able to go to the gym. I still got to get my protein goal in because that's what Brain's on right now. It's Protein Goals Podcast. I'm thinking of another P word.
Puss.
Not that. We all know it's not that.
You mean you can still think about it?
Nah.
Nah.
We're good. And Dave the Diver. We'll get into that. But dude, I took out my first edible and it's a hard candy one. So I like unzip it and I put it in my cheek. I'm like sucking on it like a hard candy. And as we're walking up we're at the what's it fucking called? Not the Met. Why am I stupid? I was literally there 3 days ago. I graduated. The Man. Yeah. The Man. They have a stage on the top of the grass at the very top, the skyline stage, and that's where it was. So my dumbass puts the edible in my mouth, and then I'm like, here's my Power Crunch wafer bar, and I take a big old bite out of that. So I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be so good because I love those things too. And I forgot I had the hard candy in my mouth. So I just had to make the decision to just fucking chew.
Just get through it.
So I just fucking chewed up this hard candy while chewing a wafer covered in like vanilla something bullshit protein.
You should have did some gymnastics and put the hard candy like under your tongue and chew the wafer above ground.
I was also walking. That was the problem. My brain can't do that many things.
It's a lot of things. That's walking, paying attention, holding a hard candy, and chewing a wafer at the same time.
So I pretty much had like an orange creamsicle protein bar with shards of orange inside of it. And that was not fun, to say the least. But yeah, man, the concert was fun. My legs were killing me all day yesterday. I literally fucking got home and I'm like, yeah, I'm old. It's confirmed. Like my knees were like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it was like a slight incline on the hill that we were standing at. And we're like right in the middle, right next to the stage, the pits right here and shit.
Right.
And I'm like at like a 15-degree angle. And that's just enough so that it's like my right leg is either firmly planted into the ground, taking like all of my weight, or I have to put all my weight on my left leg, and then my right leg is just dangling like centimeters. But it's enough to where it feels like my fucking hip joint just completely imploded.
You couldn't move?
There were that many people. Like we were packed like sardines.
All right.
So I'm like trying to like do this, and I'm like going back and forth. I'm like, there's somebody behind me who's getting fucked right now by me doing this. But like, I need to make sure that my hips still like are working. So I'm, like,
at that point, I would have like, excuse me, and I would have got to a position.
Start fucking stretching and shit, doing like the Heartbreak Kid, fucking Shawn Michaels.
Not
lean.
Even. I would have just gotten to level ground.
Impossible, sadly.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was a great fucking time. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything planned after that, so that's how my week's been. I bought some stupid shit on Amazon too.
Oh yeah, Prime Day.
Yeah, literally. One of the things I posted it in the weekly pickups. It's a power brick. Like
I saw that.
Yeah, but it's like this little cute little robot. And I've seen them all over like TikTok and shit. They even have like headphones that look cool and shit. Like it almost looks like it's in the Fallout universe kinda. But like it's a really fucking good charger. Like you just plug it in. You got 3 options at the top, 3 different wattages all at the same time. And like it charged my iPad, which normally takes like 2 hours to charge, in about 15 minutes. And I was like,
nice fast charger.
So, all right, this is a good one. And it came with like water slide decals to put on it and shit. And there's like a community around like customizing it and making it your own. And I'm like, this is fucking like my shit, dude. But all of this
they sold that to the right person.
Yeah. If it wasn't on sale for Prime Day, I would have never bought this. But like it was like 50% off. I'm like, I'm gonna pull that trigger, you know.
Certain triggers, like I bought that hard drive, and I wasn't gonna do it. It was a good amount of money, but the amount of money off, like it's 4 terabytes and solid state. So those are expensive as shit out the gate.
Yeah.
Because if it was just a regular hard disk drive, those you can get at a reasonable price. The SSD 4 terabytes, the original price was $699.99. I got it for $229.
That's more than half, so I think that's the correct answer. Yeah,
it was $500 something. It was like I'll never run into that deal again.
Yeah, it's a little bit of FOMO too, as well. A little of that FOMO, like, ooh, this is such a good deal. Like, I don't really need this, but also,
yeah,
like, I gotta pull that trigger. That was me with the fucking. I went to Walmart today because I always do before the gym to get my like food and shit.
Yeah,
and I stopped in the toy section because you gotta. It's the rule.
That is the rule.
And I've been looking at this fucking Lego set of BD1 for like half a year now. I haven't pulled the trigger because it's $100, and I'm just like, it ain't. I think the legs don't articulate either. Like they're just like solid pieces. So I'm like, that's not $100 to me in my brain. If it dropped to like 60, I'll buy that shit. And I go to Walmart today and I look up where it always is, that fucking BD1. I'm like, where are you at, bud? You still there? Let's see what your price is. And I see $50 price tag. It says Lego BD1, blah, 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 with all the fucking code. Ain't no Lego BD1s left. Oh. They're just all gone. I was so mad. You have no, because there was like 10 there. Like 10 solid like kits, because nobody's fucking buying Legos right now with the way that fucking rent is and groceries are. But what was my dumbass, 100.
Oh yeah, damn.
It was half off. I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking buy the BD one, but they were gone. And I was so fucking mad. But here we are.
There's no like, can you go to a different Walmart? Do you have another one you can go to?
There's one in the Chamonix, but I don't know if it's like, because Walmart's weird where it's like something's on sale at this Walmart, but it's not on sale at another Walmart. It's like by store or some bullshit. Like with the Simpsons fucking arcade cab. So I remember when that was going on sale.
Yeah, he was letting me know.
I was like, yo,
mad.
My aunt, just so you know, this is gonna be really cheap. If I see it, do you want me to pull the trigger? And then it was never on sale on my Walmart. And then finally, when I go in one day, I see the sale tags, but they're all fucking gone. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This timing is bullshit. So
timing with those arcade machines, because I want like 3 of them. And every time one is like either lower in price or I'm ready to pull the trigger, like I can't get it. And no. Or when they become available at the time is like, I don't have that money to spend. I don't have the expendable income. But then when I have it, they're just nowhere.
Yeah, I agree entirely. It's fucking dumb, but at the same time, it's nice because it's like you're not spending the money. But it would also be nice to have the fucking thing. I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy to live in the middle of. But I also got a Spider-Man mask.
I love
fit my head.
That you sound.
Yeah.
I also got this.
And it doesn't fit my head, but I'm going to be cutting it so that it looks like the web slinger from fucking Across the Spider-Verse, the cowboy one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that for Halloween. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how are you gonna do a cowboy that in the movie had a horse? Well, you see, I'm going to buy one of those sticks with the horses on the head, like the horse head.
Yeah.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another one of these masks, or maybe just some foam, and I'm gonna take a red t-shirt and cut off the sleeve from a short sleeve t-shirt, and that's the mask on the horse's face. Then I just gotta put the spider eyes on it, and I just fucking walk around with my little stick, dude. And I got this on my face, get a little cowboy hat. We're golden.
Sounds amazing.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Thwip.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
And I don't mean with the webs. I don't know how that would work.
He's weird too, because he doesn't like shoot webs. He shoots webs. Like he's got guns that got web cartridges. Shoot webs. Yeah, like that's how his shit is. Like it's like a 6-shot revolver, and each one is like a web shot. The horse
like
also produces web, which I don't know how that works.
About to say, explain that.
You saw the movie too. Remember Upside Down Horse, and then it went
remember.
Up.
I didn't know, like, again, that's one of those things where you know way more Spider-Man lore than me. So when I saw it, it didn't register as to what that was. It was like, all right, I'm sure this is something that I don't know about.
It was in the Ultimate Spider-Man show, the one with Drake Bell as the voice. That was like a thing maybe 3-4 years ago. They did like a Web Warriors arc situation, and he was in that. Then there was also Miguel O'Hara, and it went to like 3D from the 2D animation. Then Miles was in it.
See, I remember that being out, but I wasn't like watching it a lot.
I think Donald Glover actually voiced Miles in that. I could be wrong, but either way, I think it's time to start the main show. I just exited out of Discord.
Word.
There goes Ant. There he is. He's back. Cool.
I'm back. Here
awesome.
I am.
Technical difficulties.
Always technical difficulties. That'll be fun during editing this. For you, I mean.
There's no Ant whatsoever the whole entire fucking podcast. I just got to animate you from the beginning to end.
I'll take. Just have a frozen version of me of like I'm like
Canada people from South Park, where just cut your bottom out. I'll do that. That'd be funny. But yeah, let's get into the show.
Word. Start the show.
Level up, gamers, and welcome back to another episode of the Save Before Quitting podcast. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-host over here.
I'm here, and I'm lovely, and I'm with you people.
And I am always Chris, or Christian, whatever. It's kind of flip-flopped. I don't know.
It's flip-flopped how?
Like, I just choose whatever people decide to say. Like, you know that thing where they're like, what do you prefer? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not the one who has to say it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you could know what you want to be called.
No, I don't. Right. I'm just like, I'm so indifferent to it. It's weird. And then people are like, are you sure? Like, as if I'm lying to them. And I'm like, ask me one more time.
I understand that, though.
I will say, when people call me Christopher, though, that one right there, I'm like, that ain't even it. like you have two options, and you chose C.
Right.
This was a true or false question, and you chose C, man.
You chose
like,
C
come on.
Out of true or false.
Yeah.
I don't like
fuck.
people calling me Tony. Like, I hate it.
I would never, ever think to call you Tony.
You would be surprised. And then when they do it, I'm like, I'll like stop whatever I'm doing. Please, do I look like an Italian plumber? Do I like I'm bending over a toilet with my pants? Like, you see my ass crack?
Do I look like an Italian plumber? No, I just play it religiously.
Yeah, exactly.
I cosplay it via my Steam Deck.
Do I look like I'm delivering spaghetti to your table? I'm not Tony. I'm not the Jersey Shore. I'm not. Don't. And no offense to anyone named Tony, I guess I have to say that, but it's either Ant or you can use my whole name before you call me Tony.
I agree with that entirely with the Christopher. You know what? You and I are very similar. We got the true or false. We don't got no option C. But speaking of option C, you can always follow us at Say Before Quitting, fully spelled out. Is not what I meant to say. It's say letter B number 4 quitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Good recovery. Titty.
We haven't done this in a week. So I'm not necessarily rusty, but I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs, because I'm still fucking tired.
Same. I feel like we haven't done this in a week, but it doesn't feel like it should not feel like we haven't done this in a week, because we put out the last episode formally, if you didn't see it on Twitch. Yeah. Early last week, on top of streams So we were never, and Patreon. So we were never not talking invisible and playing games.
That's true. Yeah. And we're posting on TikTok every day now again. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have backup of shit that I streamed. We'll get to that. I'm finally back in the kind of groove of streaming.
True. But let me shield the rest of our shit so we can talk about that stream. Stay before quitting fully spelled out.com, where you can pick up some merch. We got 4 new hoodies for you, all of them with embroidered designs. Ooh. Is it hot as fuck out? Yes. Should you buy a hoodie now? Why not? Get ready for the winter with some bitch made merch. I'm personally getting bitch made with the white on white because I think that looks boss as fuck.
Chris will be invisible. I just had to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's true. I got me some white shorts. God damn.
White slacks.
Buy white out. You can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Save Literally Before Quitting, where we post 2 extra podcasts a month for you guys. Last week, like you just heard, we posted the one from last month because we were a little bit behind because shit was going
holidays
down.
And all, 4th of July and everything.
Yeah, 4th of July. You had a birthday that was happening as well for a youngin'. So you had shit to do. I was getting high most nights. It's fine.
I had high to get.
I was playing Dave the Diver too much. But I think that's everything that we have to shill, right? Oh, and the Discord. Join the fucking Discord. It's fun time. We post all of our shit there. You can look at the little dude that I talked about I bought. So go check it out in the weekly pickups. And I gotta ask you, since you did it this week, I'm looking for the bumper. There it is. And what did you play?
What did you play this week?
I didn't sing it. I don't know why.
It's fine. We can edit that in post. I just wanted to say that. I don't even call it post. I played. I streamed last week, like we talked about. Streets of Rage 2, a classic to me. That is. I want to say that's the best Streets of Rage, but then they came out with 4, and 4 is really, really, really good. But as far as the classic Streets of Rages go, 2 is like the one. 2 is like, it hits everything it needs to hit. It has I feel like, in my personal opinion, it has the best set of characters. It doesn't go, like 3 was fun, but 3 went kind of like overboard. Like, you know how certain sequels to games come out and it's like, y'all had the perfect formula on the last one, and this one you almost did too much to upgrade. 2 was like the perfect, the best balanced one to me.
Okay. So, I don't think I've ever played one before off the top of my head.
Just classic beat 'em up, go to the right, beat people up, boss at the end of the stage. It's probably my favorite one, not counting. Well, no, my favorite beat 'em up is probably of all time, probably Turtles in Time. But that's like right there. That's like 1 and 1A for me.
Okay. On the same level, but like different.
On a different day, one will be first and another one will be second.
Okay. Interesting.
Me and Aaron used to play that shit like religiously. That's, to this day, that's his favorite game of all time.
Hell yeah.
But we played and beat that game so many times as kids, and I just want to. And it has my favorite video game soundtrack of all time too. The music in that game is ridiculous.
Shit.
So I played that, and that was like blast from the past. It was like riding a bike. As soon as it started, I was like, oh, I got it. I got this. I got through a lot of stages before I died once. I got to the last stage, lost all my lives, came back, and I hate like using a continue because it resets your score. So it's 8 stages. I got all the way to the end with this massive score, lost all my lives. My score is a 0.
Nice old goose egg.
Exactly. So, you got to play escape. That's the only correct answer in that game, because little kid on rollerblades, and he's the only one in the game where you can double tap forward and he'll like skate faster, do like a dive bomb on people. He's the most fun character to use in that game. So I get to the end, last boss, everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I die. It was the saddest ending to a stream. It like you follow me through this whole stream where I'm just kicking ass. I get to the very end and lose all my continues.
I still have to go back and clip that one. I got clips from the Gunbrella stream. There were a lot of good clips from that I was. It's also nice. I said this to you in the Discord. I'm like, it's nice clipping your streams because they're normally like an hour, nice, concise. Then my dumbass over here on Fridays, it's like, oh yeah, I've got nothing better to do on this Friday night. So here's 5 hours of just bullshit, and I gotta like fine tooth comb and see like, is this funny? Is it worth fucking clipping? Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, with the hour, I'm in and out within an hour. But
there's never more evidence that I have that I'm a dad than when I stream, because all my games are like, all right, we got to get in, get out. You never know what's gonna happen. A kid could run down. I have no idea. So while we're here, let's get through it. But I tried to make it entertaining.
Hell yeah.
Tried to talk through it, and I appreciate anybody who took the time to watch those or be in the room. It was fun. It was fun to run through that. I liked running through games like that because I already have like the knowledge of it. So I know how to get through it, and I know what's coming. I know how to make this an entertaining stream, even though I didn't know it was coming in Umbrella, and that was entertaining, especially with the one you clipped and put in Discord.
There's a lot that is also funny because I was clipping shit like just for like us. Yeah. Because like there's things where I'm like, I could put this on TikTok, but it's more of just like a haha funny for us thing, you know, like our bits and our memes. Like there was one from the golf stream that we did where Bearman from Bearman and Friends said some funny fucking shit about taking a shit with your shirt off, and he's like, I've never felt more vulnerable in my life. I could be like a little baby deer, and like I was cackling laughing, but I'm like, I'm not gonna put this up on TikTok because this is an us thing. This is for us. Yeah. I'm saving it eternally, but we're not putting this up there on the main channel just in case someone puts 2 and 2 together by accident. But it's so fucking funny.
Man.
I'm looking forward to the Streets of Rage though.
I told like. Another funny part about that stream is you coming in at the end and being like, hey, your volume's kind of low. And I was like,
yeah.
So I went through, like I said, there's 8 stages. Like I went through 7 entire stages of this game and my volume was low.
That be how it is sometimes, sadly.
Damn it. I gotta play that game again.
Oh darn. As if you don't know how to fucking one-shot it easy peasy.
But yeah, but it was in the moment. I can't make all the same jokes. I mean, I could. It wasn't like there was many people in there. Unless people went back and watched it. But then I guess you couldn't hear it anyway. So I played that. Still Zeldaing here and there.
All right. Have you made any like legitimate progress, do you think? Or is it just still
I keep trying to.
Too much.
Like I'm heading towards like main story stuff, and I did a couple of things, but then there's like just a random person who walks by who makes all of a sudden now you're into their web of side quests, and I'm doing that stuff. And then as you're walking to follow that quest, oh look, there's 3 shrines over there. So I just go do the shrines, come out, oh shit, there's a big rock golem monster for no reason. So then I fight that person and pick up all the stuff they drop. And then someone runs up to you like, hey, that is for this over. And then you're doing that side quest. And it's one of those games. But it's fun and it's addictive. But then like, I'm like, I'll never get to the real shit.
True. I feel like it's one of those things though where at least with Zelda, I think it's fine if you take your like time on it as opposed to something like a Spider-Man or a God of War, you know? Because like with those, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen in the story. Every Zelda and Mario, the ending it's the same thing but with just different spice, you know? Like it's just a different flavor of the same thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna fight Ganon. There's probably gonna be 1 or 2 different phases to the boss. And then everything's gonna be great, and then they're gonna make a new game and it's not gonna be great again for some reason. You know, that's just that's Mario, that's Zelda, it's just the way it goes. But it's nice that it's that,
comfort food. Like that's like my comfort food. I think that's why I'm the Nintendo guy, because that's like my like home base. It's like I know what to expect. I enjoy it every time. I don't have to like rack my brain about it. I don't have to be super like channeled in to play them. It's just like I know what we're getting into. Just what type of plate are you giving it to me on this time?
I want one of those Hercules plates that from back in the day.
Throwback.
Remember those?
Yeah, I remember those.
I want to get them again for when I actually move into an apartment, and like that will legitimately be my dishware.
How much are those now? You have to go on like eBay
Not
or some
too
shit,
much.
right?
Yeah, definitely on eBay, but I don't think they're going for too much. They're plates, you know.
True.
But yeah,
I think that's all I played. I'm trying to remember if I played anything else. I attempted to like play Mario 1 after playing Streets of Rage, and I fucked the controls up trying to like customize my controller on the Steam Deck. Because typically when I'm playing it on a stream, I'm playing it off the little NES Mini, so I don't have to like customize anything. But the buttons were kind of like off. I was like, all right, let me customize this. And then I somehow accidentally put it in like some type of turbo mode where it rapidly pressed it. So now like I'm not getting full height. And just like the Gumbrella stream, at that point I was like, all right, stream's over. I fucked it up. I'm sorry. Bye, everybody.
I fucked everything. It's fine. Goodbye, guys. I'm going to bed. God damn.
Me and Trenton played Mario Maker. Just ran through a couple levels in Mario Maker. He was asking me to play. I'm like, all right, we haven't played that in a while. So we sat and played that, and that was fun. I might do another Trenton stream, me and him playing that.
Sounds like fun. Not hectic at all.
Not hectic at all. Hopefully.
Switching from every online map after the other.
He's better with that now.
Okay.
He's getting older. He's actually starting to have like a control about him. He's been playing a lot of Minecraft. People see me on,
He's been playing Control, is what you're saying.
Control.
The game Control.
That's like Minecraft?
No. You said he was getting more control about him. Like, yeah, he's playing Control, like the game Control.
Oh, okay. I get where you're going.
The lady in the gun. You know?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's funnier now that I've explained it.
Yeah, it's great now. Now it's hilarious.
Yeah, now it's better.
Right. But he's been playing a ton of Minecraft, and obviously he plays on my account. So people are like, I'm getting alerts from him all day. And on like my little Xbox, I have the Xbox app on my phone. And I think he keeps accidentally hitting like you can take a screenshot and upload the picture. So all day, every once in a while, it's just like screenshot uploaded, video capture uploaded. I'm like, if you're filling my hard drive up with this bullshit, that you need to stop. And then like he's like getting people to like friend him. And it got to the point where I was like, yo, I don't know these motherfuckers. I'm gonna go behind you when you play and delete all your friends. This isn't your account.
Jeez. I didn't even know you could do that on Minecraft.
Well, I mean, the gamer tag hits them up, like they become Xbox friends.
Interesting.
But whatever. I have to. It's summer vacation, so he's just home doing shit.
Yeah.
Starts camp Monday, so fuck out here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, that's been all the gaming stuff that's been happening with me. Now, please, you have the floor. I need to hear from you about Dave the Diver.
We're gonna get to Dave Diver. We're gonna get through the usual suspects as always. Fortnite. We've been playing a lot of that. That seems to be the new friend game that's like taking the place of Overwatch, just because, you know, even though it's only 4 people. Well, it was, but not with like this friend group, if that makes sense. Like I've never really played with them before, and now it's like an almost every night thing where it's like we'll just hop in the Discord and just hang out, because it's like it's 8 o'clock at night. What the fuck are you gonna be doing besides just socializing with your friends and hanging out? I think if I am correct, they're there right now. I don't know what they're playing, but they're doing something. Maybe they're playing Fork Knife. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I played a little bit of Overwatch, not enough to write home about it. Call of Duty I've been playing because I'm trying to get back into the swing of it since I'm in the Call of Duty League with Pib Extra. So
Nice.
I will be competing in Call of Duty soon. I don't know when.
You got my vote. You're the man.
Yeah.
Shooters.
I'll try.
I'll put money
I was
on
playing
you and shooters.
bad today. I even put in the all chat. I was like, y'all ever have that game where you're just like, maybe I should uninstall? Like, I was having those after the other.
That other day where you sent the one where you were totally dominating everything.
Yeah. Well, that's because I had my performance enhancing drugs. I'm only good when I'm high for some reason when it comes to first person
when you
shooters.
were losing?
No, not today. Because I didn't want to. Little behind the curtains for y'all. Yesterday we were supposed to record the podcast. But
see, I went and had all these interruptions yesterday trying to get down here.
Yeah, sorry. I fucked it up yesterday because I didn't think we were recording because it was kind of getting a little late. It wasn't super late yet.
It was like quarter to 10.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just started hitting this like every other like death in Call of Duty. So I was like, and then you messaged me and I'm like, I can't do like I can't be on camera right now. Like I was like, I want to and I would love to do this right now, but I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not making it through 2 hours. I'm sorry.
It's all
so
good. That's when me and Trenton played Mario Maker.
Hell yeah. So you got
it was one or the other.
It was a fucking win. But Call of Duty aside and all that, there's been one game that has taken over my life, and we're gonna just get into this shit.
The podcast crashes immediately.
Dave the motherfucking Diver. Now, for full context, this is the exact same situation for me as what happened with Ghost of Tsushima. I heard nothing about this game whatsoever until the day it came out. I saw all the good reviews about it.
It's suspicious in that way though, because no one did. Like I saw the reviews come out, they were amazing. I was like, what the hell is this?
Dude, this game is still surprising me. Like, I'm not joking you. Let me check my hours real quick because I have my Steam open. I have been playing for a total of 17.7 hours of Dave the Diver. That's both with Steam Deck and on PC, mainly on PC now, because like I'll just like zone out and play on my Xbox controller, and it's nice because the vibration is very strong on that controller, the anniversary one. Like it's stronger than the PS5 controller, surprisingly. But I'm like playing it, and let me just take you through the train of how this game works. So you start the game, and you're a dude that is a diver. And you get hired to come be a diver and fish for this new sushi restaurant and become rich with this mogul that is like putting all the money into it. So that's like the basic gist of it. You get on the boat, you start diving, you start using a little harpoon gun to catch the fish. You can get different weapons down there, from a literal like rifle, shotgun, and then a net gun, which is like my favorite one. There's even like a tranquilizer one and a sniper. So, and there's probably more than that, to be honest. And you're playing and you're catching these fish. Then you go to your sushi restaurant and you meet your sushi chef, who's this like big badass dude who's just like kind of mysterious, but he's like, I fucking make food that's good and fuck you, and I'm gonna do what I fucking want type shit. And I love it. And then you get introduced to the fact that all those fishes and fish eye. I don't know. I shouldn't have
all these fishes.
All these fish. They're going towards the sushi at this restaurant. And not only is it just a sushi restaurant, you're the waiter. So you need to make the entire menu, pick what's going to be made from the fish that you caught. Then you need to hire people to work in the restaurant as both servers and as cooks with the main guy. You also need to make sure that the wasabi doesn't get too low, because if it gets fully empty, then he stops making food entirely. You also have to pour drinks to people. There's a drink pouring mini game included in all that.
I heard about how many games is in this game, different types of games. Like I watched the IGN review, and they keep saying like the game surprises you until it's over.
Yeah, I'm insane. Today there were 3 new games added to what I've already played. So I was like so fucking confused. Like it just keeps adding shit, and there's like mystery and story. There's underwater sea people. They just introduced zombie mermaids. They also are fucking. There's a whole entire city of mermaids that you're allowed to just like freely go around. There's betting. They have a casino where you can play. You remember the game with the crocodile with the teeth?
Yes, I do remember
that thing. But it shows you which tooth is like gonna be the one that makes it like close.
Yeah.
And it like wiggles, and you choose 1 to 3, and that's how many teeth you push down, playing against an AI, and you have to try to make the AI be the one that pushes the tooth down. So you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do 3 here, so that you have to do a number like 1 or 2, and then if I play a 1, that's the next one right there. That's the tooth. You're fucked, AI. Then there's also seahorse racing, which you literally control the seahorse by cheering it, and it jumps and ducks under like traffic. And then there's a farming simulator that just got added. That just got added last night. I got a farming simulator so that I can get vegetables, and then also rice and wheat. Now there's an underwater farming area where I can get exclusively seaweed. Right. And then I went back up top, and I got to play as a completely different character who's like the scientist who's like looking into why earthquakes are happening and shit. Mm-hmm. And this dude, I play a whole entire boat, Uncharted, like chase scene escape as this dude, dodging rocks and like guns being shot at me. Mm-hmm. Then the guy that is like the weapons dealer, he's the dude from South Park that played WoW, like back in a seat like this, like that. Yeah. Imagine that person, and they have like anime figures all over their room and shit, and they're super weeby. Out of nowhere, after I'm done one of like the nights working at the bar, I just get this scene where he goes to bed and starts sleeping. And he starts dreaming that he's at a K-pop concert from one of these like anime figurines that he's at. And it's a fucking rhythm game.
Of course.
Just randomly added. So you're like controlling, you have a like glow sticks, so you have to hold them up and down like how you do in the trombone game that you like. So you have to follow that. Then you also have to hit the bumpers to clap along and then shake it back and forth to do like some sort of shake. And I'm doing that, and I'm like, this is fucking insane. And then you get to the next day, you're back as Dave, and on the cell phone that you have, that is like where all the apps are of like your to-do list, what your farm's looking like, leveling up the sushi restaurant, hiring people, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole entire app called Mini Games, in which it randomly unlocks a new mini game based on what I just played, but it's not that. It's a completely new game. That's Subway Surfer as that anime K-pop fucking band.
So now you're the band?
Well, you're like the lead singer doing Subway Surfer, but in this like pixelized style. All of it's in this amazing style. And then you're fucking finding shit under the ocean. I'm helping whales out. I'm fighting pirates. I'm fighting boss battles that are like Elden Ring level boss battles.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's like a PETA that's like, you're hurting the ocean. Right. But this dude continues to hurt the ocean by shooting stuff and like destroying things when he's trying to take me out. So he's blaming me for it even more. Dude just got a mech suit today that I was fighting him in, and I kill him by dropping a rock on his head. You can literally pick up a boulder, and your controller's like fucking shaking because you're trying to lift it.
Yeah.
And you just drop it on his head. That's all you do. And I won the boss fight, and now I have a piece of his mech suit. So I'm pretty sure the next time I play in the next 2 hours, they're going to introduce another 4 to 5 games, and I might have a mech.
I'm going to get this game. I already was going to get it, I haven't gotten to it.
The craziest part is, like, with everything added into it, none of it ruins the base game, because the base game is just so simple and so fun, where you're just like, oh, what's this fish? And then different ways of catching the fish so that you can get it at like a 1 to 3 star rating. 3 star being like, you fucking plucked this from the ocean with like an invisible hand practically. Yeah. And then 1 being like, you fucking used your harpoon gun and made this into a slice of Swiss cheese as a fish. And both are valid and both can be used in sushi. And then you have fucking random events happen at the sushi restaurant where there'll be like a party for tuna and barracuda. So you have to go into the ocean, find those 2 sets of fish, and prepare it for when that day comes for the party. And then it comes to nighttime, and it's the Barracuda festival on the island today. You see the fireworks going off. There's a big party. You add all the Barracuda to your menu that you have from fishing the past 3 days. And then people come in specifically for Barracuda and tip extra if they get Barracuda. But if you run out, they just leave the restaurant entirely.
Oh, shit.
And then you got fucking mini side bosses that come in that are just people in the world. Like, there was a little girl that came in who was like using a hand puppet to like talk because she went through trauma. I guess her dad died in the ocean where we're fishing and shit. So we like make her this dish, and like all the food is like Food Wars anime like style orgasmic. Yeah. Like the animations are insane that they do. And this little girl like, oh my god, this is like my dad used to make. I want to be a chef now. So I fucking hired her. I have a 14-year-old on the staff.
That's not legal.
It's not, but it's in the game.
That's so
It's funny. So good. It's so fucking good, man. Dave the Diver is going to be, and I'm not even trying to over exaggerate, this should be in the game of the year category.
No, I believe that with as much press as it's getting and people raving over it.
Yeah.
It's a sleeper hit.
It's one of those things where I'm like,
to the point where it's a cult following, to the point where it's almost no longer a sleeper.
Yeah. So if you haven't played it, I'm sorry, the Steam sale I think is over, so it's back to $19. But buy this game. It is so much fucking fun, and you will be playing it for hours, and you will not realize that it's 2 a.m. by accident, and it's a work day the next day. Don't ask how I know that.
When does that matter? Jeez. All right. You sold me.
Such a good game, man.
I was already sold, but you definitely sold me.
I want to play it on stream as well, but I feel like I would have to start from the beginning, because it's just, there's so fucking much that like nobody has seen. And like the boss fights, dude, are so fucking cool. Like you're like this little dude on the middle of your screen. You're little Dave the Diver with your fucking rifle, your sniper or something. And there's just a giant fucking kraken that you're fighting. That's doing like old-timey like boss shit where it like shoots out 3 things. You gotta dodge the 3 projectiles. Yeah. And you gotta dodge and swing. It's fucking so good. It's so good. That's all I can say. And yeah, go fucking buy Dave the Diver. All right. That's the only thing that you should get from this podcast. That and a hoodie, maybe.
Dave first, though.
Dave first, hoodie next. Right. Do that.
Dave then merch.
Dave then merch. That's a good podcast title. But yeah, that's all I've really played this week. I haven't really watched anything of note to bring up. I wanted to watch that new Superman show, but I just haven't found the time.
I watched the first episode. I like it.
It's cool. I like the Sailor Moon transformation. Yeah, they showed that like 2 days before it came out, and I was like, I think this like fully sold me on it. Like I was already like, yeah, I'm watching it because the voice is Huey from The Boys, and I love that dude. Now I'm like in it because of that Sailor Moon thing. So that was cool as shit. It's
good. It's a cool take on characters you're familiar with. A cool different take on them. Yeah, humor is good. It's funny, animated beautifully. It's worth watching.
I might have to go do that. I think that Adult Swim put it up, the entire first episode, for free on YouTube. so I might go have to watch it.
Where did I watch it? Where is it available? Is it HBO Max?
Spin?
Huh?
I don't know if they're on. I don't know. It's actually Max now.
I hate. Yes, I know that.
I don't even own it, so I don't own it.
I said that to somebody. I was like, "Yeah, HBO Max." He was like, "Well, you know it's Max now." I'm like, "You know what the fuck I'm talking about?"
I'd rather say HBO than I would say Max if I'm referring to it.
Yeah, I'm just used to saying HBO Max, so bear with me.
Yeah.
It was on some app. Maybe it was HBO Max. I don't know, but I know it was there, and I was like, "All right, well, now I know where to go to watch this show." I have not been keeping up with and I keep meaning to and not thinking about it. Secret Invasion.
Oh, there we go. Say Dave. I have not watched any of Dave this season.
I finished Dave. Dave is great. I don't even want to talk. Like, you have to watch that to get to the end because the season ends like I don't even. You have to watch it.
Does it seem like they're making more after this, or did they say this was the last one?
This isn't over, especially with how this ends. It's not over.
Okay. What was the one you said? Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know that came out until maybe yesterday.
Yeah. I forgot how many episodes available now.
Episodes are out right now.
How many?
4 to 5, I think.
I watched one. I watched the first one.
I've watched a lot of Straw Hat Goofy on TikTok talking about all the episodes.
Mm-hmm. What's he have to say about it?
He's liking it. I mean, to be fair, I want to watch the show. It's just like, for some reason, my brain doesn't have it in the space to be like, this is a thing I should do. Even though with what the themes are and the way they're writing it sounds very interesting to me and what they're doing. I just can't fucking remember to put it on. So
man, I watched the first one and then I didn't get back to it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm not hearing anything bad about it, but I'm also not hearing anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as like people aren't like super plugged into it. Maybe, I don't know if it's because just people aren't checking for it or they don't care about it. I haven't even heard anybody say it's bad, but it's definitely not getting the amount of notoriety that you would think a new Marvel show would get. Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of because it's not really like a superhero thing, even though it is. Like, there's superpowers that are used because Skrulls, but like, it's just Nick Fury doing a lot of spy work, and that's not really something we've seen in Marvel before. Like, we've seen him do his thing, but like, this is like a behind the scenes of how he does his thing, pretty much with this show. And that's not the most interesting thing, I guess, for TV, but also it's just a bunch of conversations. Like, there's no action
show.
So, yeah.
And it's like, you especially in the first episode, you see that like this is all like what you don't see in the Marvel movies, but it's definitely interesting. It's like, okay, because even after the first one was over, I was like, oh, I wish there was. At the time, it was only that episode out. I wish there was more. But then the next week came. Like, I never circled back to go watch them.
Yeah, but I think it's time to get to the news. We're gonna speed run this news too.
We definitely are gonna speed run this news.
Yeah. So let's play the bumper.
Yeah.
Here we are, the Save Before Quitting news. Now, like I said, we didn't do a official podcast last week, so we're a little bit behind when it comes to news. So we're gonna speed run this stuff. I think we each do 2 at a time, and then we'll just, if we want to stop and say something about it, we can do that. But we're gonna keep it short and sweet because it's late. So first up, Lord of the Ring Gollum Studio gave up completely after making the first game. It was a extreme launch failure.
Disastrous is the word they used here.
Yeah, disastrous launch. The studio by the name of Daedalic is reportedly exiting the game development business after the Lord of the Rings title's disastrous launch. I believe there was something further in the article on Dextro that was saying like they're going to do publishing instead, which that's fine. It does suck to see, but I mean, the game was bad, so
damn,
what you get. Speaking of games that are getting reviewed bad, AEW Fight Forever. They are adding, and it's coming soon, free, a 30 wrestler battle royale. So pretty much Fortnite, but you're playing as the wrestlers from AEW in what they call the Stadium Stampede match. That's a thing that they've had at pay-per-views where it's 5v5 and you just fight throughout the stadium of whatever football stadium they're at. Normally the Jaguars one, because that's the company that the owner's daddy owns.
Right.
So it looks interesting, to say the least. It is free, so you don't have to worry about anything like that, but you literally just run around and beat the shit out of other people and eliminate them until you're the last one, pretty much. I don't really have much thoughts on it until it comes out. AEW Fight Forever has been a very fun game for me, but I can also understand why it's not reviewing well while having fun with it.
I think people need to realize that it's like you said, it's a fun arcade wrestler game.
Yeah.
Like
people are saying even with it being arcade though, it's not good. And I don't understand that. That's where I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is just arcade bullshit fun. Like, that's all it is.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Word. Next up, we talked about Superman. EA reveals Cliffhanger Games, their new studio, is working on a Black Panther game. The AAA team will be based in Seattle. The AAA developer is based in Seattle and is creating an original third-party single-player game based on Marvel's Black Panther franchise. It follows the EA Motive Studio. It follows the news that the EA Motive Studio is creating a game based on the Iron Man IP. EA announced in 2021 it was forming a new AAA studio in Seattle, led by Kevin Stevens, who is the former VP and studio head of Monolith Productions. This is all from GameIndustry.biz, by the way. He says that Cliffhanger Games is built on the values of diversity, collaboration, and empowerment. Doesn't that sound beautiful? We want our game to enable players to feel what it is like to be worthy of the Black Panther mantle in unique, story-driven ways, and we want Cliffhanger Games to empower everyone on our team as we collaborate to bring this amazing world to life, he said. We're still early in development with a long road ahead, but we know the foundation to any great story is to build an experienced team with diverse voices and perspectives, and that's what we want to build, especially with a superhero as important as Black Panther. EA says the new team already features veterans who have worked on Middle-earth, Shadows of Mordor, Halo Infinite, God of War, and more. The studio will also work closely with the team at Marvel Games. So, Black Panther coming out. We heard this before. It's been officially announced now.
There's 2 Black Panther games in development right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But if this is from people who worked on Shadows of Mordor, Halo Infinite, and God of War, I mean, I would hope that they're going to put something competent together if this is going to be a AAA game coming out, especially a Marvel game. So I'm interested to see how this turns out. It's by EA, so I'm like, what did EA put out? Because I know Square did Avengers. So EA, what's the last AAA? Was it Harry Potter's the last AAA thing?
Maybe.
That's not a sports game?
I think that probably is it. Yeah, that's it. 100%.
So I'm interested to see it. Like,
wait, Jedi Survivor.
Oh, duh.
The fact that I forgot it is even worse than you forgetting it. To be honest,
because I never think EA formally when I think of them. I think of Respawn.
Yeah, true.
But I forgot they're under EA. So obviously this isn't the Respawn team making this, but clearly there's people with a pedigree who made these other AAA games. So I'm interested to see the quality they put into it.
Yeah.
What we got next? Deadpool's been starting a promo, and we got to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the classic Wolverine suit, the yellow and blue suit. This is shaping up to be something that's going to be super, super dope, in my opinion.
I don't want him to have the sleeves. The sleeves are ruining it, man.
There was a reason. I read it. I forgot what the reason was, though. That he has the sleeves. I forgot.
I mean, there is a suit that does have the sleeves. It's just one of those things where it's like, for my brain, my brain goes to the 97 animated look as like my look for Wolverine. Right. I never liked the brown suit. I didn't like that one ever.
Yeah, classic one. This is the classic one. That's like the old school one.
Yeah. There's also one before that one that was like
the blue one.
It was yellow and blue, like the normal tiger stripe, but it had like a goofy ass mask.
Yeah,
it had like whiskers on it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that one. But yeah, I'm excited. I do also love that Deadpool is brighter as well, because with them not being in the Fox universe anymore, they kind of like pulled up the vibrancy a lot.
Disney was like, get that shit together, get the colors up.
I mean, honestly, it works really well. It does.
Yeah.
There's been nothing but leaked shots from the set this week from what I can only assume Ryan Reynolds literally just allowing them on the set to take pictures so that he can be like, hey, Disney, more money. Thank you. See how everybody on social media is freaking out right now just from seeing some fucking dinky claws in Hugh Jackman hands? Gimme. More money. And it's working. Mm-hmm. But next up in the news, Homelander, and even more than Homelander, Starlight and Black Noir are all coming to Call of Duty. They currently have in the store already Starlight. She doesn't look amazing, but she looks like Starlight. Kind of goofy as well. I literally logged in yesterday just to look how stupid it looked, and I was like, actually, Black Noir would be a dope skin to have, so I'm on the fence for when that comes in.
Yeah.
And then after that, we got our second trailer that is the long form Red Band, I guess you could say, because it was explicit. Twisted Metal trailer. It's pretty good. It kind of gives us the basic gist of what the show is going to be about, and like the plot and what Anthony Mackie is in it. I think it's interesting to say the least, because at least for me, the Twisted Metals that I've played never really had stories like the OG ones. It was just hop in and play, or you play the single player mode and make your way through all like the maps and shit, but there wasn't like a story that was
every character had their own motivation that you find out by beating the game as that character,
but it wasn't
an overall
anything worth a damn.
Yeah
This, it looks like there's like a whole entire like situation with the world and how it's this way now. I will say my favorite thing is the beginning where Anthony Mackie is casually drifting around one of those mall maps. And he's like, so I'm there, and he's just like casually trying to figure out, oh, they got a Foot Locker, and good lines to say the least. I still think Samoa Joe should have voiced the clown as well. Will Arnett is a little weird to me at times, because it kind of comes through that it's Will Arnett. You know, like he does the voice, and you're like, okay, that's sweet, dude. But then Will Arnett slips in a little bit, and you're like, fuck, man.
I know Will Arnett when I hear him.
Yeah. So that is gonna be fun.
I think so too.
Next up in the news.
Now for probably the biggest thing that's been happening in gaming this week. Microsoft wins the FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. FTC versus Microsoft. This is by The Verge. FTC versus Microsoft is over, and the judge has decided to deny the FTC's preliminary injunction request. This has already been updated after this came out, like what happened. But I'll get to that. A California judge is allowing Microsoft to close its acquisition of Activision Blizzard after 5 days of grueling testimony. Microsoft's Acquivision of Activision. That's the title. Has been described as the largest in tech history. It deserves scrutiny. That scrutiny has paid off. Microsoft has committed in writing, in public and in court, to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox, which I thought that was in the beginning, that was what he came and said after they gave pushback, and PlayStation was still like, no, we want more. Anyway, it made an agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Switch, and it entered several agreements to for the first time bring Activision's content to several cloud gaming services. This court's responsibility in this case is narrow. It is to decide if, notwithstanding these current circumstances, the merger should be halted, perhaps even terminated, pending resolution of the FTC administrative action. For the reasons explained, the court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood it will prevail in its claim. On its claim, this particular vertical merger in this specific industry may substantially lessen competition. Words. To the contrary,
buzzwords.
To the contrary, the record evidence points to more consumer access to Call of Duty and other Activision content. The motion for a preliminary injunction is therefore denied. So, sum it all up, the FTC was denied for the pushback, and Microsoft was granted the right to go through with the deal. Since this has happened, though, as of today, the FTC has put in an appeal to appeal what the judge put through, which prompted the internet to just be like, just to give up. Because I think the last day is the 18th. And people are like, you don't have enough time to even, but they're trying to do whatever they can do. The FTC and PlayStation are trying to pull out anything they can do to at least halt it. I think they're just trying to get it past that date to where Microsoft will walk away and just be like, I guess we gotta you're fucking up our time and our money.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, this can do nothing but give them more customers. Like, that's like, it's so weird. I don't know why it's still going on. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Because like, you see Microsoft being like, Sony, we're gonna fucking give you the games. Like, there's no foul play going on here. We just would like to acquire them and have them as our studio. Like, it's just very simple. Obviously, there's probably some more stuff going on behind the scenes than just that. But that being paper, said,
he said it in court. Like, he had to.
Yeah. It's just weird because it's like, I mean, the only thing that I can see them doing from this is putting Call of Duty and every single one coming in the future on day one Game Pass for both Xbox and PC. And then that causing them to get more customers to come to them and leave Sony, because who's going to go play Call of Duty on a PlayStation when you have to pay $70 for it when you can just have Game Pass, you know? It makes sense why they're doing things like this, because that's where a lot of the market is. A lot of the normies just exclusively play Call of Duty and fucking sports games. But
even if that's the case, even if they put it on Game Pass, Sony's position is weird to me because, like, you still are number one in the market.
Yeah. And you are also constantly fucking buying companies the same way.
So how come it's okay? It's weird. Like, if Xbox, I've noticed things like the hive mind on like Twitter and shit. Like, if Xbox makes any moves, it's like, oh, Xbox, blah, blah, blah. They can't just do that. But if PlayStation does it, it's not a problem. Like, they're not also a huge corporation. And they're winning. So it's like, yes, even if in the future Xbox put these Call of Duty games on Game Pass, there's so many fucking PS5s in the market, like times however many there are Xboxes, people are still going to buy it on PlayStation. And why would Microsoft want to stop that? Because they'd make money for people buying it on PlayStation.
Exactly. Doesn't make sense. It needs to be over. I want it to be over.
Yeah.
That's my only thoughts on this. I feel bad that's my only thoughts, but it's like, it's so fucking simple and easy. Nothing that I say will change the verdict of this, and it's not going to be that big of a deal when it ends. And like, if you don't get Call of Duty on the PlayStation anymore, that's fine. Get fucked, Sony. You should have bought fucking Titanfall 3, bitch.
That would be insane if Sony just picks Respawn. But I guess they'd have to buy unless they just buy. I guess they're not.
They could buy from the EA.
Yeah.
That would be a whole different thing, though. I don't think.
But
EA
they don't need to
give
because.
Them up.
But they have Bungie.
Yeah, but Bungie's not gonna make Titanfall 3.
They're not, but they're a competent enough company to give them their own 10 years of Call of Duty being on PlayStation still, and I don't even think they would take it off after 10 years. But let's say they did. Let's just say they, for example, they did. 10 years is enough for Sony to just make a first person. You have Bungie, you have Gorilla, who did the Killzone games. You could bring back Resistance. Just make a competitor. Make a deal, or like you said, make a deal with Respawn. Like,
yeah, something.
Make a move.
I agree.
And you're winning. What are you mad at? The Xbox could buy a whole bunch more companies and people would still buy a PlayStation first. What are you worried about?
True. Next up in the news.
That's the longest thing we'll spend time on. But all right, explain these next two.
I'm doing these next two.
These trailers.
So next up, we have two more trailers that came out. One that I'm extremely excited for, and then one that I don't know why the fuck this is being made. I don't know why, man. But first up,
I mean, Wanka
they do, but let's start with the bad and we'll end on the good. So Wanka, Timothy Chalamet, dude from fucking Dust movie, whatever it's called, Dune. He's playing the young version of Willy Wonka. It seems like it's this old drab town and there's chocolate gangs and they're the ones who sell, but Willy wants to sell his chocolate and he wants to do it for his mom. And he's got magic candy for some reason. His candy's magic. And then the thing that got me the most about it was at the very end, they showed us an Oompa Loompa. But the Oompa Loompa was about this tall because they were in a glass case on a desk. So they were like standing this tall.
Right.
And it was fucking, what's his name? Oh my God. Why am I blanking? Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant is the Oompa Loompa.
I saw that clip floating.
It's not good looking. Like, it doesn't look good. Like, the CG looks bad. Like, bad. Where I'm like, why wouldn't you just hire the people that they like hired for Oompa Loompas back in the day? Like, there are actors that have dwarfism. Give the dwarves the roles that like it's not like it was a thing to be like, oh, look at them. It's like that's what they were. Right. So give them the role. Why is Hugh Grant a baby? They made him look like fucking Benjamin Button. That's not an Oompa Loompa.
True that.
I don't know. And it's also, it just brings up the thing. Obviously, movies get rebooted all the time, but I feel like Willy Wonka, like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, was perfection.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Like, well, it's not even that it was a classic. It was just like there was nothing needed afterwards. You know what I mean? Like it's just like this is a good movie to just be like it's of its time. There might be one or two jokes that don't land well anymore, but like it's still really good and with what it is. Then they made the one with fucking Jack Sparrow in it.
Yeah.
And that was fucking horrendous.
I've never seen that one.
Don't. It's just a waste of fucking time. And then they do this one. And it looks worse than that to me. Why are we doing this? Just fucking I don't know why we're doing stupid shit like this. Just like re-release it in the theaters. The original one. Just do that. Yeah. If you want your fucking money, I'll go pay to see it. This is stupid.
They gotta, just because their argument's gonna be like, well, there's new kids every year.
I don't give a fuck, man. Do not make Hugh Grant an Oompa Loompa. God damn.
Watch this sell so many tickets.
It will, because it's Timothy Chalamet and people fucking simp over him. But next up in the news, we got literally like 2 things left and we're calling this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to do the Ahsoka thing because I didn't watch that.
Oh, I forgot about Ahsoka because I was so hung up on Wonka. That's my bad. Ahsoka's coming out. It looks fucking great. I'm so excited. It's supposed to be season 5 of Rebels, and I'm really a big fan of Rebels. If you'd like to, you can go to our Discord and check out. I posted a little helper thing of what to watch in preparation for Ahsoka. There's a couple of edit episodes from Tales of the Jedi. There's a decent bit from Clone Wars, decent bit from Rebels, and then there's even, I think, 4 books in total that you can go and listen to. The Ahsoka book is actually, I don't think it's canon anymore, but then the ones for Thrawn that are down below, those I believe are still considered canon. So go check those out and watch a thing before Ahsoka. It's gonna be so fucking good.
You have to read those books at the end?
I mean, it's one of those things where if you like the villain, this dude who's like the bad guy in this is pretty much the heir to the Empire. Like, if Palpatine were to have died like early on into the Empire, Thrawn was the one to take over because he's like a heartless, relentless military dude, and he would have run that shit like. And he's terrifying in Rebels, just like from the sheer knowledge and power he has. But then also the fact that he knows like kung fu practically. He's like doing like kung fu like John Wick in a scene in Rebels. I'm pretty sure at one point, and like you see how he's like can handle his fucking self. But yeah, man, it's good.
So like, all right, just speaking for, and then we can move on. For me, like not being Star Wars guy, if I watched all this, would I be like? Would I have to have previous Star Wars knowledge before watching this stuff? Or can I just watch this stuff and then be like, all right, I'm ready?
For Ahsoka specifically?
Yes.
So Ahsoka herself is technically a thing that only happened in the Clone Wars and Rebels. Clone Wars happens during the prequel movies. It's like in between the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So that character, their whole life pretty much never showed up in live action. The episodes they give you for the Clone Wars pretty much give you the gist of who Ahsoka is and like why she's cool, why you should like her. And then the episodes of Rebels are like later on where, you know, the Jedi Order has fallen and the Empire's everywhere. So it's older Ahsoka dealing with the Empire because she escaped Order 66 and wasn't fucking like all the other Jedi, but she's also not a Jedi anymore. There's a episode in Clone Wars that covers that as well. But honestly, you could probably just watch the Clone Wars ones and be fine. But I would highly recommend watching the Rebels ones because this is supposed to be season 5 of Rebels because they never got that.
Makes sense now.
This is like their closure that they've been waiting for. So I'm excited.
Word.
We get 2 episodes on the 23rd, I believe, of August.
Word, son.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, we got 2 more movie things, and then
all right,
that's about it.
The Borderlands film, which before CLD put this in the Discord, join our Discord for up-to-date news, I completely forgot about. The Borderlands film appears to be in trouble. Writer Craig Mazin has removed his name from the project. 10 writers have now worked on the script, including Sam Levinson. Reshoot without director Eli Roth happened earlier this year.
That's just like the cast, yeah.
Yeah, it just says what the rest of the cast is, but I'm sure the writer's strike also isn't helping with the fact that the film is in trouble.
It's also the actors now too.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's as of I think yesterday.
I saw that today. It might have been yesterday. I just saw the headline today though.
I think today was like the first official day of the strike, but then like everything yesterday was like this is going to happen now.
Yeah.
So now both the writers and the actors are on strike because these big movie executives that have literally zero talent and just money are trying to use AI to write all their shit now.
That's stupid.
And the writers are standing together, and now the actors are standing with them because obviously AI is not the right choice, for fuck's sake. And they also deserve to be paid more in general, but
hell yeah.
Whatever.
Hell yeah.
The Borderlands, I don't know if I was excited for this movie per se, but I was excited that Borderlands was going to get something live action.
Mm-hmm.
It's also funny because the only like news that I've heard about this has been through the Bad Friends podcast with Andrew Santino. of Dave fame and Bobby Lee, because Bobby Lee's in this movie. I don't know what he plays, but he's in it. So he's like talked on the podcast multiple times where he's like, I don't know what's going on with it. Like, I filmed my stuff already. Where's the movie? And shit. So
well, you ain't gonna see that no time soon.
True. But let's end it on a good note.
Superman Legacy adds Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern plus Isabella Merced and Edie Gathegi. How do you say that?
I think that's right.
Gathegi. Okay.
Gathegi. As Mr. Terrific.
That's where I was trying to see where it was. Okay. As Mr. Terrific. Man, it's the Superman Legacy thing. They're really building this up.
I never expected any of these three characters to be on anyone's radar with this new DCEU, especially because this isn't regular Green Lantern. This is Guy Gardner Green Lantern, which is the ginger like asshole.
Oh, see, I don't know shit about Green Lantern. Like, I know Green Lantern, the character.
Fun fact: Nathan Fillion has been voicing Green Lantern Hal Jordan, the one that Ryan Reynolds played, in the animated stuff for a while now. So instead of being cast as Hal Jordan, he got cast as the technically second Lantern besides Hal. And he's like a hot-headed, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of everything Lantern.
Yeah.
Because like that's the solution. Like sheer force and beating the shit out of someone will stop them from doing bad stuff. And then Hawkgirl, dude. Fucking Hawkgirl in fucking Justice League Unlimited.
I'll take that word for it. I believe.
And then Edie Gathegi was also in X-Men First Class. I can't remember what character he played. I think it was Darwin. I don't know he didn't look like the comic character at all, because the comic character kind of looks like the little gray alien, like the gimmicky one, but like human size in a purple suit, and he was just himself in the movie, but played that character. But he got like killed immediately when he was on screen by Kevin Bacon's weird character that like exploded people or whatever he did. So he kind of did dirty, but now he gets to come back as Mr. Terrific, and Mr. Terrific's a big motherfucker. So I'm interested to see if he goes on some like big ass bulking situation or not.
That'll be crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited for this though. They also announced Superman, but I don't think we know the actor enough to comment on it.
I thought we reported on that.
Yeah, I think we did. I don't remember how far back it was, but I'm excited for this new DC series, man. In other news that's funny news to me specifically, The Flash is the worst bomb of comic book movies in years, apparently.
Really?
Yep, it lost a lot of fucking money.
They ain't doing good. Between that and Black Adam and
well, we got Blue Beetle to look forward to, which is starting the new DC.
True.
So
that doesn't
there's that.
Bad.
It doesn't. It looks like I don't know how to explain it. It looks like cookie cutter comic book movie.
I was gonna say that because I feel like it has to look that way because it's the beginning, like it's the start of Blue Beetle, and I feel like the general public have no idea who that is. Yeah,
it's crazy too, because like I kind of want them to do the OG Blue Beetle, which is just a dude in a suit with a gun. And like, because there's something in the trailer that alludes to that, but they don't actually show that character, so I'm curious who it is. Also, George Lopez is in it, so fuck yeah, it's gonna be dope. You know? Yeah. Dude, he did like a classic George Lopez scream in the first trailer, and I was sold immediately. Like the moment where he's like, they're all in the kitchen together, and the armor is going on Jaime, and he shoots up in the sky and busts out. It's just like the most George Lopez scream I've ever fucking heard. Just like, ah! Shoots at this guy. But that's the news section.
Wait, there is one more thing.
There is one more thing, but we're out of the news. So say it. No, you can say it anyway. I'm just visually, we're not in the news.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to switch it back. It's one more click than I want to make.
It's all good. It's not going to be a long thing. Because Robbie put a bit of it in the thing.
Oh shit!
Limited run games had their like a little showcase yesterday about little shit they're gonna put out, and it's really good. If you have time, go watch it. It's called like the Return of E3, where their whole thing was like they're going back in time to 1990, I think it was 5, to the first E3, and the whole thing is filmed with a filter, like so it looks like it happened back then. And they're introducing games from the future to the 95 crowd. It was really, I watched it last night. Cool. It was pretty good. And I think they do that because that's kind of their brand. Like limited run games will take things and remaster them or give you hard copies of them, bring it back forgotten properties. That's the shit they do. And that's kind of what this was about. So these are everything that was announced. Well, I'm gonna go to the important things. Castlevania Advanced Collection, they're just coming out with a physical version of it. I think it was just digital. They're making physical versions of that. What else was important? Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition to Switch, which was like, really?
That's weird.
I don't know how to say this because it's in Japanese. Kumajao Romelia Scarlet Symphony, which looked interesting. It was like an anime Castlevania game. It's not Castlevania, but it's a Castlevania-esque game, just really anime. That game Chicory, they're putting out a physical version of that. Switch, PS4, PS5. Shantae Advance. Are you familiar with the Shantae games? Little genie girl. They're like side-scrolly games. They're all over Steam. You can get like the whole breakdown of them on Steam and everything. But they've been out since regular Game Boy. And they came to PC, then eventually consoles and everything like that. But they're putting out Shantae Advance Risky Revolution. It's a game that connects the dots between, I think, the Game Boy Color ones and like when it jumped to PC and console. Okay. And it would have been what this game would have been on Game Boy Advance. So not only are they making it, they're producing a physical Game Boy Advance cartridge.
That's pretty cool.
And I like that.
They did that
really
recently
cool.
too.
Yeah.
What's that one game? I forget what it was.
I like when they do little shit like that. What else? Midnight Fight Express, they're making a physical version. Gargoyles Remastered, like Disney Gargoyles.
Interesting.
Which was a Genesis game, Sega Genesis in the 90s. They're remastering that for Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. Why? Who knows? Because they're limited run games.
That one's tempting.
There's some interesting things on here. If you want to hear everything, like go watch it on their YouTube. Jurassic Park Classic Game Collection. So all the Jurassic Park games from like old PC, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Genesis, all in one collection for Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox, Steam. Tomba. Do you remember Tomba? PS1? Little kind of like caveman dude, pink hair.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I played it. If that makes sense. Like I've heard the name, but I've not seen an at all.
They're re-releasing that for some reason, but I remember that. I remember renting that game and beating it. Switch, PS4, PS5, Steam, and they're one more thing, which they literally said in the presentation. One more thing, because they know what that does. The Gex trilogy.
The Gex trilogy.
Yes. Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Steam.
Oh man, I can't wait for the donkey video, man.
Yes, I can't wait either. If you watch one trailer from this thing, watch that Gex trilogy trailer. They sell it like it's 007 and it ends up being Gex. It's really well done. And that was the limited run presentation.
Oh yeah. Well, we thought it was going to be short and sweet, but it was a little bit longer. So
I think it was concise though.
It was a nice, concise one. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I also like gushed about Dave the Diver for like a long time.
That's the meat and potatoes of the show right there.
Yeah. I might go play it. I'm not even joking. Like, I still haven't eaten yet. Cause
me neither. That's what I'm doing after this.
Yeah, like I'm literally like, we're done end stream. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
On your way.
Yeah.
Food. But fucking, I'm just like, I need to play that game more. I need to play more because I left off in an area that was like about to be more plot, and I'm like,
I'm gonna buy it tomorrow. I'm gonna buy it.
Honestly, here's the thing. I know you have Tears of the Kingdom, and you got, all these other games on your lineup. We even made a list over on Patreon where you can go patreon.com/sleepyporkwinning.
Yeah.
We're doing the outro plugs.
Yep.
You can see that there. You should play this before all of that, because this is so fucking good, and I need someone to play it. Because I'll at the
very least start it. Which if it's as addictive as you say it is, I doubt I'm just gonna just start it.
Yeah, dude, it's. I've talked to you about it, Lucia about it. I mean, the whole Discord. I pretty much said something, but then I also was talking to Brett about it. I'm like, dude, I was playing AEW, but I bought this the same night, and I can't play AEW when this is on my fucking PC, dude. Like, this is too fucking good.
I'm gonna.
He still didn't buy it yet.
Well, just know you sold me.
Hell yeah. Pay me, Dave the Diver Devs.
Dave the Diver Devs. Pay this man.
It's a lot of D's. But you can follow D's nuts on Save Letter B #4 Quitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty.
D's nuts.
And titty.
You can also send us an email, savebeforequitting, fully spelled out, @gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hexes. The Hex Girls. I don't know. I didn't know. I was thinking of like those Curse Johns, and for some reason Hex came to my head first, and then the Hex Girls were there because obviously they were. Yeah, but you can also get some merch. It's
Plenty
not
of
the
it.
Hex Girls, sadly, but savebeforequitting, fully spelled out.com. 4 new hoodies. Get ready for the wintertime while it's still humid as fucking the worst. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm gonna literally, I think, buy that real quick before I forget, because I forgot for like a week, and I want that white on white. It's like a white fabric, and then it's embroidered white, and it says "bitch made," but it looks fucking good.
It's clean.
It's clean as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And it's simple, and it's also like it kind of hides the bitch, so I can wear it out in public, and the kiddies aren't gonna be like, "His shirt says bitch," and then I'm gonna get bitched at by the bitch.
Stop being a bitch to our bitch shirt.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. Bitch. Bench. I said bench.
Bench is my favorite variation of bitch. But yeah, I think that's it. That's the show. Okay, bye guys.
We love you. Bye.
Make sure you always
save before quitting.
quitting.
Yeah. Peace. Go buy Dave the Diver.
Do. Here's the post-credit scene, and we're done.
Bye.
Okay, bye.